So after 2 agonizing days where the followers of Jesus were contemplating what they were going to do next and what all of this meant, that the man they followed and dedicated their lives to for the past 3 years was dead. And so as they're navigating those uncertain times, one of his followers went to the tomb site on Sunday morning, and what she discovered and what the others soon discovered is that there had been something incredible at work, because the stone in front of the tomb was gone. And as they looked inside, clearly Jesus was not there. He wasn't dead, he was alive. And then over the next several days and weeks and certainly even months, these followers began to piece together all that Jesus had taught them. They began to look back at that time in the garden when Jesus said, I'm going to be betrayed, and the time of my death and my departing is at hand. It began to make sense to them what he had to accomplish. They were able to think back on walking past Herod's temple and Jesus saying, hey, tear this down, and in 3 days I'll build it up again. And they were able to realize and to even talk with Jesus about, as the resurrected Savior, our resurrected King, that everything he was pointing to was not an earthly kingdom. It wasn't something for just the Jewish people. No, Jesus was talking about a sacrifice that would lead to the salvation of all peoples. Everyone from every tribe, tongue, and nation who would look to him for salvation would have the victory that he had. A victory based on resurrection, on overcoming sin and overcoming death, and therefore having an assurance of salvation, not just for the duration of an earthly kingdom, but literally forever and ever and ever, as Jesus came to establish through his death and resurrection an eternal kingdom. And that is what we celebrate today. That's what we celebrate every day. The fact that our King is risen, death is defeated, and his resurrection is ours to all who look to him for salvation and believe. And so we celebrate the power of this resurrection every single day, but especially this day as we commemorate all that Jesus has done for us.
Dark and all alone, growing comfortable. Are you too scared to move and walk out of this tomb? Buried underneath the lies that you believed, safe and sound, stuck in the ground, too lost to be found. You're just asleep, and it's time to leave. Come on and rise up, take a breath, you're alive now. Can't you hear the voice of Jesus calling us out from the grave like Lazarus? You're brand new, the power of death couldn't hold you. Can't you hear the voice of Jesus calling us out from the grave like Lazarus? Oh. When he said your name, the thing that filled your veins was more than blood, the kind of love that washes sin away. Now the door is open wide, and the stone's been rolled aside. The old is gone, the light is come, so come on and rise up. Take a breath, you're alive now. Can't you hear the voice of Jesus calling us out from the grave like Lazarus? You're brand new, the power of death couldn't hold you. Can't you hear the voice of Jesus calling us out from the grave like Lazarus? Oh, rise up like Lazarus. Rise up, out from the grave like Lazarus. He's calling us to walk out of the dark given us new resurrected hearts. Oh,